Hey, welcome back to EDU 417P and PEP 417. This is Dr. Chad Kish. We are embarking on Module 1. This is Video 2, Part 2. So this video replaces the Thursday lecture format and is our hybrid section for the week. So this is Materials, Methods, and Observation in Teaching Elementary Physical Education. If you're a teaching major or an education major, and if you are a wellness major, this is Materials, Methods, and Observations of Coaching Youth Sports. So this is one of those co-offered classes. Hopefully you're in the right spot. If you missed Tuesday's lecture, make sure you go back and watch Part 1 of the Module 1 video series for a review. And you should complete this whole video before you start any of the assignments for Module 1. And I'll go over those assignments. If you haven't yet, make sure you secure a copy of the required textbook. You won't be able to get through this course without the textbook material, so you need to acquire the textbook somehow. You can either purchase it through the LU bookstore, you can acquire it online as an ebook, you can try to order it from an external vendor, or you can borrow it from a friend, but make sure you have access to this. You'll need to have access by Module 3. We'll start textbook material. So the ISBN is listed here as well as in the course syllabus. It is Dynamic Physical Education for Elementary School Children at the 18th edition, and it's by Pangrazi and Beagle. All right. Make sure you start getting that textbook now. I will not use the I don't have a textbook as an excuse. It is required, and you've been notified multiple times, so obtain access to that book immediately. Module 1 review. Remember to navigate the course page. If you're here, you've already become an expert on that. If you use the left side menu, there are different links. All the modules will be listed under modules. So click on modules, and then you'll see a Start Here module. You'll see a important material module, and then you'll start seeing the modules 1 up through whatever we get to, 15 or 16 in the semester. All right, so use the left side menu, select the modules, read each page, and then click the next button at the bottom and follow through that. There'll be links to video lectures, and then you'll get to the assignments. Will all be attached to each module with a due date. All right, read the module pages. For a full review of Module 1, watch both videos. If you were in class the first Tuesday, Module Video 1 would be a review, and this video here is all new material. All right, so this course is going to be considered a hybrid course. This is a little review. It's a blend between an in-class and online learning. The course is originally scheduled on Tuesday and Thursday, so keep these times available as of right now. And on Monday, I will send out your schedule for the week. I will let you know if we will meet Tuesday and Thursday, or just Tuesday or just Thursday, or if we're having a complete online week. There will be a Canvas announcement first thing on Monday, so you can make your schedule from there on out. Remember, when we don't have class and it's a hybrid day, that requires a time commitment. So set aside a couple hours of your time to watch the video lecture, do course readings, and complete assignments. We have this course planned to have no in-class meetings after Thanksgiving break. All of your modules from there on out will be completely online, so you do not have to return for this or any of my other courses after Thanksgiving break to an on-campus format. So if everybody goes home to different areas, I don't want you to bring back a virus. I want to keep everybody safe, so we'll go to a completely online after Thanksgiving break. So what do we have today in this video lecture? We had our Module 1 review that we just went over. If you need any more information, make sure you watch the Module 1 Part 1 video, and that'll give you a complete review of Tuesday's lecture. We'll give you some information on how to complete the Module 1 quiz over the syllabus, complete information on the syllabus. We will talk about our Week 1 discussion board, which is just an individual introduction, as well as discussing some course and career goals. We will discuss important educator acronyms. So when we get to that section, take really good notes, because there will be a quiz over that section. What an acronym is basically when we take letters of certain words to make an abbreviation. All right, and then I'll give you some information on the course pretest, why that's important in courses. It's important in learning, and then that will also be replicated as a course post-test at the end of the course, and then you can gauge what you learned over the course. So I showed you last time that how to go on Canvas and look through the different modules. It's important to understand how to do that. We'll give you a brief review here. All right, so when I go to my Lincoln, ooh, wrong window, my Lincoln module for the course, I'll go to my dashboard. So I'm on Canvas and I'll be able to figure out where the course is. What I do, I'm not sure if all your instructors do this, but I put a placeholder and I generally try to put a picture of the textbook cover. So you'll go to, even if you're in the PEP 417 version, it'll probably show up linked to the course for EDU 417P. So if you don't see PEP 417, if you're a wellness major, look for the EDU 417P placeholder. Click on that link and you'll come to the course material. Over on the side, I'll have our announcements for each week that tell us what we have, our activities, our assignments, and which days we'll meet in class. The syllabus will stay here. And then the modules, assignments, discussions, quizzes, attendance, and grades are all ones that you should use throughout the semester. When you go to modules, mine's going to look a little different than yours because I'm where it's published. There is an orientation module, which has the start here information, some course information and documents, some different resources. I have another module that just has course materials. I'll put some different materials in there that you might need to use. And then module 1 is the introduction, and you see here I even have module 2 is budgeting. So you'll start with the first page, module 1 basics, and you can read all the information and then use the next buttons to toggle between pages, next and previous. Here I have our learning objectives, the activities, which is things you're supposed to do that aren't necessarily assignments, like obtaining the textbook, reading the syllabus, and watching the video. It might be reading a specific chapter. Those are activities. And then our assignments, there will actually be an assignment link that you'll go to and do something, whether it's a quiz, an assignment, a video that you produce and send to me, a discussion board, different things like that. So when we get there, you'll just continue toggling. The next page would be where the videos are. The following page for the module goes into your quizzes. And like I said, mine looks a little different than yours. I'll have instructions for the quiz. All right. All of the quizzes and tests in this course, they're basically some safeguards to make sure you don't cheat. They're individual assignments. There's going to be a time limit. All of your questions are going to be locked after you answer them, so you can't go back. Your questions and answers will be randomized, so your buddy's question number 1 might be your question number 9. All right, so that's some information. The assignments and discussions will also be listed under assignments and discussions if you don't toggle through the modules. So there's a variety of different assignments here that we'll go through throughout the semester. All right, so we'll get rid of that and get back to our presentation. So the syllabus quiz is pretty simple. You're going to use information from Tuesday's in-class lecture as well as the course syllabus. If I were you, I would download and review the syllabus before you take this quiz. And if you missed class on Tuesday or did not take good notes, I would watch Module 1 video Part 1 as a review before you took this quiz. There are 5 multiple choice quiz questions. There's a 10-minute time limit, so you're not going to have a lot of time to go back and look up some stuff. You might have time to look up 1 or 2 answers, but the other couple, hopefully you know from paying attention to the lecture or reading the syllabus. It is due Thursday by 8 p.m. All of our assignment deadlines are 8 p.m. Central Time unless otherwise noted. So make sure you get on the syllabus and do that, and there aren't extensions for quizzes, so make sure you meet the deadlines. Next, we have our course and career goals discussion. We normally start out class by having everybody introduce each other or introduce themselves to the class. We're going to do this in our hybrid format on a discussion board. It's going to give us an idea of what a discussion board assignment looks like and give us some practice using that assignment feature. If you click on the discussion board assignment for Module 1, there's a 3-paragraph outline. The assignment is detailed. It's going to ask you to introduce yourself, make sure you explain what your major is. Paragraph 2 is going to ask what your career objectives are, possibly what your major is, what you would like to be when you grow up, such as an athletic trainer, a PE teacher, a coach, whatever the case might be. List 1 to 2 ideas of what you'd like to do in your career. And then on the last prompt, you're going to look at your course objectives, and you need to look on the syllabus at the course objectives, choose one of them, and write how you think you're going to meet that course objective throughout the course and how you would tailor it to your career objective. So you're going to put a little bit of thought in it. What do you want to learn in this course based on the course material? You may even look at the course outline to determine how that fits within the course objective. So remember, this is a 2-part assignment. It's only going to pop up on your to-do list for your initial posting. Your initial posting is due Thursday at 8 p.m. and your 2 responses to classmates in the discussion board assignments explains what a response is are due Friday by 8. So if you are not one of the first 2 people that post and you see other people's postings while you're on Thursday, just go ahead and respond to other people so you can get done with the assignment. You don't have to wait till Friday to do your responses. So your initial posting is going to show up on your to-do list, but your 2 responses won't show up on your to-do list. You're just going to have to remember to come back and do those. So it's a 2-part assignment. To earn full credit, you need to complete both parts as explained in the assignment. All right? So let's get to today's learning. We're going to learn about some important educator acronyms. If I were you, I would take some notes here and try to understand some of these. They're important things we're going to learn throughout the semester. You're going to hear this jargon when you're out in the field, especially if you're a teacher. And understanding professional jargon is real important to being successful. People are going to say, you know, I have up here, what's a DESI, a GLE, a GLOW, a PBTE, and a NE, right? People are going to just use those acronyms in conversation with you, and if you don't know what they mean, it's going to be hard to really understand and synthesize what the conversation should be about. So DESI is in Missouri. It's the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education. So DESI is the organization that sets guidelines for schools, for teacher certification. They grant certificates for teaching as well as substitutes and administrators. They're going to set the guidelines, what degrees you need to have to obtain certification, as well as the schools report information to DESI, and they set some curricular guidelines, what's needed to graduate from a high school in the state of Missouri. A GLE, GLE, is a grade level expectation. That's what students are expected to know or be able to do at the end of the class, at the end of their grade level. Not what they are going to learn, what they're expected to be able to do. So it's going to be outcome based. Can they do this at the end of the grade? That's your goal. And we should be able to assess students to see if they've met those expectations. A GLOW is a grade level objective. All right, and the grade level objective means we're going to set that on the expectation, so we're going to try to get there. An objective is beforehand, and the expectation is the goal at the end. All right. A PBLO is a performance-based learning objective. That is basically when you're developing a lesson plan, you're going to explain in performance-based language, and we'll learn how to do this, what the objective is for the lesson or for that specific activity. So a performance-based learning objective might read like this. The student will be able to dribble the soccer ball between 5 cones without losing control, down and back on an obstacle course within 45 seconds or less. So that is very detailed. We talk about a task, which is dribbling the soccer ball, a condition which is in and out of cones without losing it, and a criteria less than 45 seconds. So we'll learn how to write those as we go. That's going to be an important part of your lesson planning process. A PBTE is a performance-based teacher evaluation, and this is the program what you're going to get evaluated on when you are a teacher. All right, we have the MEES program. MEES is the Missouri system that is used for student-teacher evaluation. Some schools adapt this for their specific performance-based teacher evaluations. Some schools use the next one down, the NEE program, which is the Network for Educator Effectiveness. It is one of the evaluation systems. So every teacher in the state of Missouri is required to be evaluated annually until they receive tenure, and then they will go on a cycle. So your evaluation may be you have to turn in some paperwork showing lesson plans. You might have to meet with an administrator that's considered your supervisor. They're going to come in and watch you teach, and the whole process should be about improving performance. And then they're going to use that system to determine if they're going to offer you a contract for the next year. All right. So part 2 here of our important educator acronyms, NASPE. It's the National Association for Sport and Physical Education. It's the organization that developed the national level standards for physical education that we'll learn in Module 3. And those are the things that students should learn when they're receiving a quality physical education. Like I said, it's a national organization, and it fits under the umbrella of Shape America. What is Shape America? It is the Society of Health and Physical Educators. It's a national organization, and they have different arms underneath it. They have health, they have PE, they have sports management arms underneath the organization. And it's basically the organization that helps set standards for the career field. It used to be called AFERD, the American Alliance of Health, Physical Education, Recreation, and Dance. All right, so if you see the Missouri chapter of that, I have down here Mo AFERD, just because I wanted you to see what it looked like, has now rebranded to Shape Missouri to follow up on Shape America. It is the Society of Health and Physical Educators for the state of Missouri. It is the state organization. They have a professional learning conference that is held at the Lake of the Ozarks generally each year in November. So make sure you discuss with me and any of your other professors about the Shape Missouri organization and their conference and some of their different learning experiences. What is a BOE? A BOE is the Board of Education. It is also commonly known as the school board. All public schools will have a board that is elected in their area that run the school district basic business. All right, they will set guidelines and work closely with the superintendent. The only exception to this is private schools will not have a board of education, but they will have some kind of board or association. It might be affiliated with a religious organization that oversee the overall education. And if a school has lost their accreditation, they do not get to have an elected board of education. They have one appointed by the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education. A couple more important acronyms. PBIS, it's a Positive Behavioral Intervention and Supports. This is a system that uses things such as token economies, different positive behavior teaching methods and interventions, and different tiered processes to help students learn things and have positive behavior in the classroom. It takes out just using punishment and tries to build in some positive supports. It's a program that's very popular in elementary, middle schools, and between PBIS and Character Plus is your programs that are pretty popular at different high schools. An IEP, it's very important to understand what an IEP is. It's an individualized education program. And for students that qualify for support services due to a variety of disabilities, this is the program they would be on. It basically takes your curriculum, your learning goals, and it helps individualize those for students that have a variety of disabilities. We'll also learn about what a 504 plan is, which is also associated with students that need some individualized programming but don't meet the qualifications to have an IEP. MISHA, or MSHSAA, is the Missouri State High School Activities Association, and they set all the guidelines and rules for the athletics and activities, your sports, your district playoffs, your state championships in the state of Missouri. And then the NFHS is the National Federation of High School Activity Associations, and the NFHS sets specific rules for a variety of sports. They set uniform guidelines, and then your state association has the ability to modify them slightly for their specific state. They'll also set sports medicine guidelines, different important information to qualify to even play for sports, to be healthy, safe. They set different concussion requirements as well. All right, so that's our important educator acronyms. Those 2 slides are very critical for you to understand. You might want to go back and review those. So now you will qualify to take the educator acronym quiz. So you'll use the information from Module 1 video lecture for this, especially here in Part 2. The information I just went over is going to be critical to this quiz. There's going to be 5 multiple choice quiz questions with a 10-minute time limit over educator acronyms. There's a 10-minute time limit, so you might have time to look over them, but it's going to be kind of important to have an idea what they are before you just take the quiz and try to come back and look at the lecture. This is due Friday by 8 p.m., so make sure you go to the quiz section and take the quiz. All right. The next thing is, it's important to plan learning activities and to set baselines for current levels of learnings for your student. So how do we do this in this class? We'll have a course pre-test to assess what your baseline or your current level of understanding is. So this is an individual assessment you'll take right now. You're not expected to know everything. When I assess the test and look at the scores, I'll be able to set a baseline or current level of learning. If everybody knows a question, we don't have to go into much detail about it. If nobody seems to get the question right, I need to make sure I spend some time teaching that specific standard or question or area. The results are used to help design learning experiences. That's what I just discussed. So when you teach in PE or you coach, if everybody already knows how to do something, you can spend less time on it and you can just move on and do a brief review. All right. So what do you do with the course pre-test? You can also compare that with the post-test to determine the effectiveness of instruction and redesign future learning experiences for the next group of students that come through the class. Remember, you aren't expected to know all the information on the course pre-test. The course pre-test is worth 15 points. If you get everything right, you'll get 15 points. So it's a point per everything. There's 13 questions. One of them's a 3-part question, so it's worth 15. There is extra credit. If you complete the test by the deadline, you'll get 10 points of extra credit. So if you get everything right, you would get 25 out of 15. So basically, as long as you get 5 questions right, you would get full credit for the test. If you get anything less than 5 right, you need to immediately set up an appointment with me because we need to discuss if you're even ready to take this course. All right. So the course pre-test is due this Sunday. So you're going to use your personal background and educational experiences and knowledge base to answer each question. There are 13 questions. One's a 3-part question. There's a 15-minute time limit, so it's rapid fire. You don't have time to go look anything up. You either know it or you don't. You just answer it as quick as you can. And it is due by Sunday at 8 p.m. And I'll look over those, and sometime in the next week I'll add the extra credit in. All right, so let's review our Module 1 activities. Activities are things that are assigned to you, but they might not have an assignment in the assignment tab here on Canvas. First of all, obtain the textbook. Either go to the Lincoln University bookstore, purchase an ebook, purchase it online, or borrow from a classmate. But the textbook is required. There's no way to successfully complete the class without having the textbook. Excuses for I wasn't able to get the textbook will not excuse you from doing the work. Number 2, obtain a 3-ring binder with at least 5 tab dividers. Bring that to class every day. Make sure you put some paper in there to take notes. Also bring a pen and your electronic device such as your phone in case we have a online or electronic part of the assignment. That's what you're expected to bring every day, and I would start bringing the textbook once you obtain that. Number 3, download and read the course syllabus. It's listed in the syllabus tab on the left side menu. Make sure you read over the syllabus and understand all the requirements. Number 4, watch the Module 1 video lecture series. This is located in Module 1 on the Canvas page. If you watch this video, you're completing it. There is a part 1 video as well if you missed course on the course lecture on Tuesday, the first day that the course met, or you want to watch that as a review. So those are your activities. What are your Module 1 assignments? First of all, Module 1 quiz over the syllabus is due by Thursday at 8 p.m. Number 2, your discussion board assignment. It's a 2-part assignment. It's personal introduction and then course and career goals. The initial posting is due Thursday by 8 p.m. and you need to respond to 2 classmates by Friday at 8 p.m. You don't have to wait till the deadline to make a response to classmates. You can do that when you're doing your initial posting on Thursday, as long as 2 other people have already posted. All right. Number 3 is your educator acronym quiz. It's due Friday by 8 p.m. Make sure you've watched this video and taken some notes and reviewed your notes before you take that. And then last but not least, Module 1 assignment is your course pretest. It's due not Friday but Sunday by 8 p.m. And make sure that you complete the course pretest on time or you would not qualify for your extra credit opportunity of 10 points. Once again, the course pretest, you're not expected to know everything. It's rapid fire. I've explained all these assignments in this video. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to email me. Good luck with the course. We will begin Module 2 over budgeting during the 2nd week of class. You'll get an email on Monday of week 2 explaining what is due in Module 2. If you want to get a head start, you can look in the documents term and read school financial terms document. You'll be required to read that before we have our class meeting in Module 2. We will get our budgeting assignment, and then we will also have a lecture and quiz over understanding the budgeting process. All right, good luck. Hopefully this video lecture was informative. If you have any questions, once again, don't hesitate to email me. Be very specific in your email. Let me know first what class it is. If it's on a specific assignment, ask me the specific assignment. And if the more detailed you are in the question, the more likely I can answer that question with information you're actually looking for. All right, look forward to a great class this semester. This should be very fun, interesting, and entertaining. And you'll get to get out of your comfort zone a little bit when you get to teach different lessons throughout the semester.